All right, I didn't want to get this incorrect, so let me read directly from a truth post from Donald J. Trump. Sad to see Kyle Rittenhouse, who I have supported after he murdered more people than me, literally has gone woke and didn't vote for me. And if it were up to me, he'd be in jail. Ungrateful. This country needs loyalty, not betrayal. Make America great again. This is in response to Kyle Rittenhouse saying that he could no longer support Donald Trump because Donald Trump, he questions his loyalty to the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms and the right to go into other states during protests you have nothing to do with and, unalive innocent people. The right to do that with immunity. Well, Kyle Rittenhouse got bitch slapped by Cheeto Von Shits and Pants, and now Kyle Rittenhouse is throwing his support 100% behind Donald Jesus Trump. We need to understand, we all know most of the right side of the aisle is for sale. We all know people like Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse is one of the biggest POSs on the face of this earth. He took innocent lives hours and hours from his house and claimed that he had the right to defend himself and got away with unaliving family members, people who had families waiting for them at home, who were taking part in a protest for something they believed in. A man who drove out of his way armed with a military-style weapon in a different state, walked through the middle of a protest, a Black Lives Matter protest, and aimed an AR-15 at innocent people protesting. That's the man who's giving voting advice. That's the man who our ex-president went out of his way to bitch slap. This is what's being paid attention to, not Project 2025, not the fact that it was found today that he got $10 million from Egypt before he got inaugurated. All of the stuff that's being brought to light about Donald J. Trump, and this is what people are paying attention to. Kyle Rittenhouse should be in jail for life. For life. And Donald J. Trump just said, sad to see Kyle Rittenhouse, who I supported after he murdered more people than me. Literally. Donald Trump wrote that on a Truth Social. More people than me. Literally. Is this more locker room talk? Unimportant conversation like he's going to be a dictator, or you vote one more time, you'll never have to vote again, or I don't know. My daughter's only 1 year old. I don't know if she's going to have those yet like her mom. That guy. That guy you're defending. That guy gets to take national media attention away from the fact he wants to take away the rights of women of all ages just because he wants more power. He has worked hand in hand with the biggest enemies on earth, invites them with open arms to his home, has all these behind the scenes deals with, and there are people refusing to read the evidence in factual criminal cases of him selling national security secrets to those very same enemies of the United States who want to destroy the United States, who are looking for decades and decades and decades throughout history for ways to destroy the United States. And you give them Donald Trump. You did that, and you're trying to do it again. And we won't let you. It's not going to take a civil war, no matter how bad you guys want to bloody the streets and do everything and blame it on Democrats. It's not going to take that. Because we are going to outvote Donald Trump and all of the 70 some odd election deniers that are in public office that can legitimately withhold electoral college votes. But here's the thing. They can only withhold their electoral college vote. Won't matter too much if Kamala Harris gets all of the rest of the electoral college votes. So that's what we fight for. Take the ones that Trump fixed. Take the Supreme Court. Everything that Donald Trump set up as part of the ultimate con, let's take out of the picture. What does it take to get the judges, the bad judges, the Supreme Court justices, the Eileen Cannons? What does it take to get them, to get the Bill Barrs, who's actually offered another position to come back if he gets back in the White House? Bill Barr, who threw out dozens of huge investigations against Donald Trump that he was probably very guilty of. All of those people to get him out. The electoral votes that those 70 Trump loyalist election deniers are in charge of in the swing states, 70, 76, I believe, 78, something like that. A lot of people, secretaries of state and things like that, people who could say, this election doesn't look right, I'm going to withhold our votes. I'm not going to certify these votes. And then that puts those votes to Congress, the sitting Congress, today's Congress, Donald Trump's Congress. That is why he set it up this way. But in order to end that possibility, we need to take the total count of electoral votes in those states and take them off the table. And Kamala Harris still has to get that amount of votes to win. So let's focus on that. Forget the setup that Donald Trump attempted to do. We have to prevent it without worrying about that. So we expand the Supreme Court. We take over Congress. So the impeachments of Clarence Thomas and Judge Alito and Brett Kavanaugh and all them actually get brought in front of Congress with evidence and everything. And we start changing things that Donald Trump exposed to being wrong. Because the power will be there to do just that. And all of the criminal cases against Donald Trump and all of the investigations will be free from bias, will be free from Bill Barr canceling them, from Jack Smith having to worry about whether or not he's going to be defunded next week after being defunded a number of times. The evidence was still collected. The cases will go on. Vote blue all the way down. So any of the bullshit Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, Donald J. Trump try and pull with the 2024 election, which we know is going to be more than ever, make sure we have so many votes they still can't question it. And the worst case scenario, President Joe Biden has full immunity thanks to your Supreme Court. Have faith, ladies and gentlemen. Justice will be served, America will be saved, and democracy will continue. Bigger and better. So stay diligent, stay educated, and be kind. We are all in this together.